Hi, how you doing? Justin here. Today we are going to be checking out the interval of a perfect fifth. Now, the perfect fifth is the distance between the root note and the fifth note of a major scale. So if we're in the key of C and we had a C note, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, the distance between the root note and that fifth note is the interval of a perfect fifth, or just, we'd normally call it just a fifth. Okay, we really want to try and get that into our ears, the sound of that. And the easiest way to do that is to make a song reference of a very common song that you probably know, that you're going to be able to hear those two notes and go, oh, that sounds like that song. Okay, that's the best way to start off with this ear training stuff. So this particular interval, there are two songs that I like to teach for this one. The first one is Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Okay, so okay. Twinkle, twinkle. Okay, there are lots of other choices, and again on my website you're going to find a whole list of different songs that you might like to use if you particularly don't like Twinkle. I mean, who doesn't like Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star? Anyway, that's one option that you've got. You want to find a song that is really well known, one that you know in your musical ear really well. Another common one is the Superman theme tune. That. Okay, that's the sound that we're looking for, is this perfect fifth. The best way to learn to do this is to play and sing the root note, and then sing the perfect fifth, and then check it on the guitar. But if you're going to do that, you need to know how to play it on the guitar. Now the fifth, hopefully some of you have played a power chord before, and you might have even noticed in sheet music that a power chord is normally referred to as a 5 chord. So like if you're playing a G power chord, it would usually be written in music as G5. Okay, and that's because a power chord is normally the root note and the fifth played together. Okay, that's all I'm playing is the root note and the fifth. Okay, that's how we get that name. It's the fifth. Okay, it's a fifth interval. Now, if you've played a power chord before, you probably already know how to do it already, but the root note, in this case is the 3rd fret of the 5th string, but we're going to be moving this shape around, is over a string and up 2 frets. So from the 3rd fret on the 5th string to the 5th fret on the 4th string. Okay, so down toward the ground 1 string and up toward the bridge 2 frets. Okay, that's the 5th. Of course it works anywhere on the fingerboard, so anywhere on that pair of strings on the fingerboard. We're going to talk about other strings in a second. But a good thing to practice before you start going gnarly all over the fingerboard is just staying on that same pair of strings. So la, la, twinkle, twinkle, and then try and sing it, and then try somewhere else. La, twinkle, twinkle, and then find it again and again. Twinkle, twinkle, twinkle. Okay, don't worry about it. When it's not a singing competition, you're not singing a song, you're just trying to work on developing your ear. And this kind of stuff is really great for doing that, okay? Now, the guitar has got a few kind of quirky things about its tuning, and the most difficult to deal with when it comes to this kind of thing is the tuning between the 3rd string and the 2nd string is different to all of the rest, okay? All of the other strings are tuned in fourths except for from the 3rd string to the 2nd string, which is tuned in a third, a major third. So this shape works on all of the strings except the one that goes to the 2nd string. So if we've got the the thicker string to the 5th string, twinkle, twinkle, whatever song it is that you're using, works just the same on the thicker string, works just the same on the 4th string to the 3rd string. Now on the 3rd string to the 2nd string, we actually have to go from the 3rd string 3 frets higher on the 2nd string. yourself on the thinner string. La, twinkle, twinkle. It's the same, just 2 frets higher than the first note. Da, 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 da. Okay, and that's it. If you get into the idea of practicing this, you're not always going to be singing in the same octave, right? I can't sing from the lowest note to the highest note of the guitar. That doesn't happen. So we're just after getting the same pitch. It doesn't matter what octave you're in, okay? And then really, for 5 minutes, if you can do this, again, this is an exercise. You should be doing the one interval for 1 or 2 weeks is what I would suggest. Is just play a note, find it, la 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 la, and then twinkle, twinkle. And you should know that it's going to be next string down and 2 frets up, unless you're going 3rd string to 2nd string, in which case it's an extra fret up. Twinkle, twinkle, and then find somewhere else. Twink, 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 twinkle. There we are. Twinkle, 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 twink. Okay, and just going through like this, I know it probably seems a little bit weird, but you'll be surprised how quick a progress you can make. It really helps you develop your singing voice. It develops confidence that you're able to sing one pitch to another, and it develops a relationship between the notes on the fingerboard in your mind. So when you start to hear a change of intervals, you can find them on the fingerboard, and you know that, oh, from this one to that one's gonna sound like this. Do remember that you're not trying to always sing in the same octave, because, I can't sing from the lowest note to the highest note on the instrument. So whenever I'm playing, if I'm going really low, la, 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 I'll move it up an octave, because la, la, I can't even sing that though. La, so it's definitely la, that's probably the note I'm singing, but that's fine. Okay, so don't always stress about trying to be in the right octave, especially if it gets really high. La, I'm singing way lower than that. La, 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 la. And that's okay. You're not going to be able to sing in the same octave all of the time. It would just be, it's too difficult. Probably not many even really good singers would be able to sing the entire range of, well, actually, that might not be true. But it's difficult for me, and probably going to be difficult for you as well. And that's not the point. The point is trying to develop the relationship in our ears for the interval of the 5th, being able to know how to sing it and how to play it on the instrument. So don't neglect the instrument part, and don't neglect that 2nd string. So, la, twinkle, twinkle. Get used to it. Look at it as well. Try and picture it in your mind how you're seeing that interval, because developing the relationship between the hand and hearing and understanding what the interval is, I think, is the key thing to being able to learn to express yourself. Interval ear training on its own is really, really helpful and effective. And it's when I learned to do ear training, it was just like listening to tapes and hearing a couple of sounds. I used to make up my own tapes. I've got sets of interval ear training tapes available on the JustinGuitar store as well that you can listen to, that'll play an interval a bunch of times for you, and then you have to guess what it is, and you can do that anywhere while you're on the train or in the car, whatever. That sort of stuff is good, but it's not a substitute for doing it on the guitar, because actually learning to play it on the guitar, I think, is the key to really being able to develop that relationship between your musical mind and the fretboard and being able to express yourself. So see if you can spend your homework for at least 1 or 2 weeks is 5 minutes on the playing a melody, any random melody that you really know, and just trying to find it on the guitar and making mistakes and not being worried about it, but just trying to do it, because that exercise will develop just through doing it. But the other 5 minutes that you want to be doing for the next couple of weeks at least is practicing the interval of a 5th. Okay, so playing a note, singing it, then trying to sing the 5th, and then checking it on the fingerboard to make sure that your fingers are developing the same relationship that your ear is developing. Okay, that's a really key thing. We're going to be going through all of the different intervals that are possible to play on the guitar, and by the time you get to the end, you're probably going to find that your ability to express yourself on the instrument has dramatically changed. At least I really hope so. I'd love to get some feedback from you guys. If you're enjoying this, or if there's stuff that you don't understand, drop me an email in the comments below, and I'll see drop me a comment below, and I'll do my best to answer the questions, and it'll help me improve the course, and I'm happy to add stuff in if people are finding it a real struggle. So let me know how you're getting on with it. And don't forget, there's going to be plenty of stuff to help you out over on the website as well, including sheets, neck diagrams showing you how to play all of the different intervals, song references, so there'll be more than just the songs that I talk about in the lesson. Lots more stuff over there, along with more than 1,000 free lessons over there now, so plenty of stuff to get stuck into. Hopefully see you for more very soon. You take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.